We got our stuff packed. We got Barcher. We're about to head up to Glasgow now. Road trip up there. I don't know if Bart's quite ready for this trip. I've never driven that far in my life. So we're gonna put the Drake album on.
Yeah. Sit
back and just get there. That's the aim. Alright. See you in Scotland.
That's right.
Just doing some handstand push-ups. This is like our third stop on the way up to Scotland. It's about 9 hours in. And I felt like I should do some training today, so I've just done 10 handstand push-ups. Nothing at all. Bart's doing some press-ups. Hours later. 10 hours later we make it to our hotel. Let's hope we can get a room. We just got to the hotel. It's about midnight in Glasgow. I'm about to film a flow show. I've got to wake up for this. Bart, let's wake up. We're going to eat some vegan Lotus. These biscuits are amazing, by the way. If you know about the Lotus biscuits, you know. They actually make a spread you can spread on toast of this stuff, which is like vegan crack. Be careful. So we've just got up. It's about 10 o'clock. We slept in a bit because we got here so late last night. But we're in Glasgow for the Roots of Movement Jam, the ROM 4 in Coatbridge. And all the freerunners from all around Scotland have come down here for this event. There's some Parkour Generations guys there and a few others from around England, I think, have headed up for the event as well. So we're going to go check it out, meet Kai, he's already there, and see what it's about.
29 from Glasgow, and we're out in Coatbridge for Roots of Movement 4, and I'm one of the organisers. So Roots of Movement is Scotland's national parkour event. I guess this is the 4th year. We bring together all the communities from Scotland plus a lot of external coaches that we think can contribute to the event to just bring everyone together for a day of structured sharing and then a day of play. So this is the 4th Roots of Movement now. The first time we put on this event, the communities in Scotland were very separate from each other. We all knew each other, but nobody travelled very much. So it started off just as something that was a little bit more momentous than a jam. And really from there, it's just kind of happened again. I think once you do an event like this once, there's 100 people that say, when's the next one going to be? And so, yeah, it's grown every year.
Here in Coatbridge with my good friend Peter McKee. We've trained a lot in London together. Yep. I've never been to your hometown, right? This is where you're from.
Yeah.
Why do you hold it here?
Well, the past 3 years we had it in Glasgow. Okay. Chris and I both set up the events. Obviously, for the past year I've been in London working. Yeah. But coming back up and realising how much I missed the community here, I really wanted to come back and set up the event here so that it's a little bit different. It brings a change to the event. Yeah. And I mean, the whole feel today has been totally different from previous years. So.
Initially, we only really brought in coaches from other places that we knew quite well, but we're really keen to make sure that we're kind of crossing the boundaries, I guess, and bringing as many people into the mix as we can. You know, I think when you do a community event, it's not about who you think is the best, it's about what the community want. So that's why we brought Parkour Generations, who we usually have, but also Airborn as well. And there was also a lot more coaches from Scotland than we usually have. But it was interesting when we first talked with PK Gen about it, and you know, obviously people are in different camps, and we kind of said, well, the way that we're looking at it is that you guys might be worried that they're not doing the right thing, but this is your opportunity to have a positive influence on them instead of just ignoring it. You know what I mean? The only way for us to fix these problems, sorry, inverted commas everywhere, is to make sure that we actually speak to each other. Otherwise, ignoring it doesn't work. I think that we've always been quite united in terms of any differences of opinion about all the usual silly debates have never really been an issue up here. So I think for us to bring in people from all the different groups just really helps to reinforce that as well.
How's the Scottish scene? The people that are from here, how does that differ from like the London scene, you know?
I think it's very different. For a start, it's a lot smaller. Not necessarily communities, but just that all the groups are so spread out, and we have to really make a conscious effort to come together and train.
You know, there's less people in the whole of Scotland than there is in London. So I think we're quite lucky because we have enough space for everyone to do their own thing, but then we have enough closeness that everyone can hang out.
It seems like you've got a good balance of the young guys teaching parkour, the conditioning from the older guys that know that really well. Then you've got the tricking from the airborne guys, and then you've even got the playful stuff. You've got people like Brian, and then teaching like partner work within parkour, and I think that's really fun to keep it as many variations as possible so that people want to come back. You've been coaching here. Have you been here before?
No, it's the first time.
It's the first time. How come they called you in? Neither the big guns for this. It's the 4th year of the event, right? But
yeah, they needed somebody with a big voice.
Yeah.
So, you know, they just check their list and they say, yeah, Forrest has a big voice. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're here, you know, the parkour scene is growing, and it's growing, I hope, in the right way.
Yeah, and you're helping to do that in the right way. You're a good demonstrator and you're a good coach to get people to think about the things that are so simple they didn't even think about.
You know, for me, I believe that it doesn't really matter, you know, the activity you are doing. You need to have some good basis, and if you don't have the basic, you know, you won't last for long.
Just finished Forrest's end of morning workout. He made us all do laps of the circuit he created. We drew loads of tiny boxes on one piece of A4 paper, and we had to tick a box after each lap, and apparently did 367 laps between about 50 of us in I think it was 30 minutes, so that's just over 7 laps each. There was a bit of queuing in the middle which gave you a bit of time for rest, but it's a lot of up and down and over fences. We don't train like that much, especially me personally, doesn't train that much stamina for 30 minutes long. So it was a lot of fun to actually do, and I think it could really benefit people's parkour, the more people that do that, and that's why Forrest is a great teacher for that side of parkour. He really brings that strength to it. So you came up from Liverpool with Anthony, and he's representing Airborne.
Yeah.
So that's bringing like a trick inside, because this is the Scottish scene has always seemed very strict parkour.
Yeah, it is. So, like, to be honest, like when we came down here, it wasn't so free running based, if you like.
Yeah.
But which is always good because they're like sponges. They're just getting it every other step.
The other thing that may be worth mentioning is Roots of Movement is also our kind of, we have like a kind of committee, like a national governing body as well, which we've found really helps to bring all these guys together. So we meet up every 3 months, so all of the community leaders meet up. We talk about funding applications. We got 10 grand to put everyone through the ADAPT qualifications earlier this year. And I think that any country can do that if they just break all the walls down and, you know, have some people who are maybe a little bit more business savvy, who can just get together and work with the local authorities to make sure the whole country is communicating with this stuff. Because for us, it's made a massive difference. I think the big thing is really just, you know, use us as an example. You know, the big thing that we've always tried to focus on is making sure that we all speak to each other. Even when there has been, you know, debates or communities that don't hang out too much, Roots of Movement as a community has always been an open door, and we've tried to nudge those people to get involved. And you know, me and Pete used to fight like dogs. We used to be in opposite camps, shall we say, a few years ago, and actually the beginning of Roots of Movement was one of those things where we went, you know, we are like the longest running practitioners in Scotland. Why are we making it difficult for ourselves? You know, and I think a lot of countries could learn from that. know, we've done the bit that's about building classes and having coaches and people who can communicate. We've done all that, but we've kind of just done it to ourselves. So it would be nice now to just bring everyone to Scotland, and you can't all stay in the house.
So it's day 2 of Roots of Movement up here in Scotland, and again there's coaching going on at the hall, but really we want to go check out some parkour spots, so let's go do that. Finished a really fun weekend in Scotland up in Coatbridge. I had no idea it was going to be this cool. When we actually initially planned to come, we're going to go to Glasgow and just meet up with some locals and try and document that, but it just so happened to be on the same weekend as Roots of Movement 4. What good timing, thank you universe. And we were here and we enjoyed this. We managed to go to Coatbridge and train outside as well and experience the local outdoor spots, as well as the Scottish community training with the Parkour Gen and the Airborne guys as well. Really fun weekend, long drive back to London, but you know, it's going to be a happy one.